In October 2022, I lost the greatest mentor I've ever had in my entire life. I contacted the Last Wave Project because my heart shattered. I met Dan on the air. I hope you remember me. I was the producer on the show Man About Town on Stereo 1230 and 103.1 FM WBLQ. The owner of the station passed away 10 days ago, unexpectedly, and the wave of emotion is still rippling through not only the town, but the country and the world. We are getting international calls left and right, letters, flowers, and wishes. It's getting cold here, and all I want to do is sit by the ocean and let the spray from the waves mix with my tears, and maybe then I could pretend that I don't cry every single day. This made me think of you. He taught me everything I know about radio. He is why I met you. He is why I bought me and the host of the show matching hoodies. Her husband's name is on one of your boards from last year. For some reason, it only seems right. That crazy Chris is added too. Two radio geeks riding their last wave. Our community is struggling with this death, and my only plan is to make him proud. Thank you for what you do. It makes a difference. DJ. Dan came on the air with us for Men About Town. He's the surfer, the one who created this. His connection with people was amazing, and I just needed that comfort. I suppose you'd really have to live on the coast to understand the ocean. This means everything to me. Chris would always say things like, "Wait, before you go, let's take a picture." Wait, we haven't taken a picture yet. I always thought it was silly. I don't want to be in a picture. But now, they're some of my most treasured possessions. It's important. He knew that. I don't know how, but he knew. Chris could say all day long that the Time Machine was modeled after some other show somewhere else, but deep down, the Time Machine was Chris. It was his show. He created it. I don't care what anybody says. And he cared about it. It has to be a live show, he'd say. Can't be recorded. It has to be live. Somebody's got to be there. I'm really glad we did that. I think all of his friends were radio geeks. You had to care about radio. That was his dream. That was his thing. If you cared about radio, I think in his mind it was synonymous with you cared about him. I never had a radio job before WBLQ. Before meeting Chris, he taught me everything about radio. Say it's about theater of the mind. He would say on the radio that he was like looking for something through a big box, and he would have keys and stuff, and he would jingle them in front of the mic, and if he was shuffling through papers, he would shuffle them in front of the mic. It was like sound effects mattered, and I love sound. I really hope that the healing waves of the ocean and One Last Wave project somehow permeate and heal the waves of sadness that this all brings. I hope his kids are like him. The world could use 1,000,000 Chris DePaulos. It would be a better place. I see everybody's face now. They can smile, but it's not the same smile. I want to thank Dan. This project, as much as this hurts, it is healing. And knowing that when I'm sitting on a beach looking out at the waves, he could be out there, having the time of his life, surfing. He's out there. The connections he had with people were remarkable. And I'm not talking about like, oh, I know this big, powerful person. I mean, the connections he had with people. He would know your name and your story. And I miss going out with him and him pointing to somebody and be like, that's the person who created something in town. And that's the person that did this or that. He knew all of you deeply, and he cared about things you cared about, and he wanted to celebrate this town. Everybody meant so much to him. He meant so much.
There we go, make a wish.
I think my only wish is that I hope he knew how much people looked up to him. They could be older than him, didn't matter. People still looked up to Chris, crazy Chris. Maybe he was the only person that they knew who followed their dreams.
Say hi, Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Yay. All right, I'll send that to him right now. Thank you.
He was so loved, and I hope he felt it. Surfing's pretty cool. I've never done it. I wish I could. And riding the waves, being one with the entire ocean. I remember when I first started, Chris was like, you'll find yourself. He knew that first day, that wasn't me. He knew that first day I was on the air, there was something more inside me, that I would become one with the airwaves, and I would ride them into the freaking sunset. He made me fall in love with radio. Riding the airwaves to any person out there that dialed in or looked us up online. Everybody could hear us. We're out there at all times, just riding the airwaves. I found myself out there, and I held on. And for the last 5 years, I've rode the waves because of Chris. Because he thought one day to give me a chance. That's what he did with people. He gives them chances to find themselves, to be themselves, just to ride the waves. Chris wanted nothing more than to see his friends happy. He loved being silly. He made time for that. He made time for reaching that inner child. He loved being happy. He loved others being happy. He loved his kids, his family, his wife, his friends. He would get so excited if he could surprise you with something. Or give you a nickname. Or make you laugh. He loved making people laugh. He hated making people cry. It's probably why he liked giving out radio prizes so much. He wanted to give everybody a present, and he used to love giving away anything. Movie tickets or restaurant gift certificates or flights to Block Island or anything. He wanted to give it away. He wanted to give it away on the radio. He wanted to hand it to you. He wanted you to come on the radio with him. People ask what it's like now that he's gone. And while it's an honor to fill in for a man that I look up to so much, I miss him. And I wish he was here.